Hello.
Hello, Miss Margaret.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good.
All right. So, who are you?
Well, my name is Margaret, and I am the co-founder and one of the wildlife specialists here at Sunset Wildlife Connection. So, a little bit about me. I'm 31, and we just opened our business in May. I have been in the animal industry for over 10 years. When I was 18, I got my first job at a working farm. We did pony rides and wagon rides, helped birth, baby goats, baby sheep, all kinds of fun stuff. And I worked there for years, and then I decided to go to college and get my degree in zoo animal technology at Santa Fe College. So there, it's a working school as well as you work in the zoo. So I got zookeeping experience. And then after 5 semesters, I got my associate's degree. After that, I worked as an animal trainer at a couple different facilities, a bird facility. I worked at SeaWorld as a contracted trainer. I did that for many, many years. I enjoyed it a lot, but decided I want to go back to school. I had my associates, so I wanted to go in a little bit different direction, work with a little bit more conservation work. And I decided to go to the University of West Florida and move up to Pensacola, which is where we are right now. Got my degree in legal studies and got a minor in environmental science. I kind of dabbled with law school, took my LSAT, everything like that. But once I worked as a full-time paralegal, I kind of wanted something with a little bit more energy. I decided that maybe law school wasn't for me. I didn't want to sit at a desk for 40 hours a week. So I decided to open up this business, and I feel like Pensacola, needed, we have some wildlife places out here, but we really wanted to do a lot of wildlife. We do rehabilitation, but we want to do exotic animal rescue and then animal outreach programs and help the community to know more about everything from responsible pet ownership to conservation efforts to wildlife in your own backyard. So that's just a little bit about me and, why I opened Sunset Wildlife Connection.
That's awesome. And what is your favorite animal?
So I honestly don't have a favorite animal. That's a really hard question for me. Everybody asks me that, and I feel like I can never answer that question. It's very hard. So I'm just going to tell you, the last time I had a favorite animal was when I was 13, and I liked killer whales and cheetahs.
A classic.
This is Deuce. This is our Amazon double yellow-headed parrot. Are you going to hide from the camera? You want a nut? Deuce here, actually, he worked with me at Pets Ahoy. Hey, come here. So he did retire from Pets Ahoy. He was having some health issues. He is an older bird. These birds actually only live to be about 30 or 40 years old. Can you say hello? 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 You're not going to say hello? No, you just want the nut. I just want the nut. Oh, well, you came over and said hi to us, so at least that. But he did have a crazy rescue story. He was from Central Florida, and he was actually part of a police raid. So yes, lots of people who have lots of money sometimes will get exotic animals and then not take very good care of them. So that's why he's here with us now. He is retired. He gets a very well-balanced diet. As you can see, I fed him a pistachio instead of like a peanut. Peanuts are really bad for birds. So now he's happy and he's healthy. We actually just closed on some property up north. And so he is going to get a big outside enclosure so that he can fly and play. It's going to be a lot of fun. Right, little guy?
And what is his role in Sunset Wildlife Connection?
So Deuce here is one of our animal ambassadors. So we call them animal ambassadors because a lot of these animals were raised in captivity. He's not from the wild, from what I know. Again, he was part of a police raid, so we're not completely positive on a birth date or anything like that. But most of these animals have been in captivity their whole lives. And as animal ambassadors, they help to teach people not only about responsible pet ownership, because I really do not recommend this bird for a first-time pet owner or even a first-time bird owner. They are very loud, they're very needy. He does scream at us sometimes in the morning and wake us up. Not like a cute little rooster, but just a scream. So they don't make the best of pets, but they are really beautiful. They're really awesome animals. That's why we're here, so that we can share animals like him with the community. And even though he says it's from the Amazon, he's actually from Central and South Mexico. So we like to teach people about not only responsible pet ownership, but about their wild counterparts. And they help us talk about conservation and saving, wild species like him in Mexico.
That's awesome.
So I will go check out our rodent room.
For sure. So why did you decide to do this organization as a nonprofit?
So we just decided to do a nonprofit because we actually knew that we wanted to make it into a wildlife sanctuary. So we knew that we were wanting to do wildlife rehabilitation and not just animal outreach or like birthday parties and stuff like that. If we were kind of going in that direction, we might have done just like an LLC or something like that. But we knew we wanted to do a rescue, and we knew we wanted to, have more say in the community, and volunteers, donations, things like that can be a lot easier for nonprofits. This is Rocky. He's our lion head bunny. Sorry for shedding a little bit. But he is one of our little stars. People love him. He's super soft and sweet.
He's absolutely adorable.
Yes. Lion has, actually all domestic bunnies come from Europe. They were all domesticated and bred out there in Europe. And this species is specifically from Belgium. And they were breeding to try to get like a long-haired bunny. And they ended up like with this like lion mane, and they were like, that's really cute. So they just kept breeding for lion head bunnies. So now we have this cute little lion head bunny species. But he is really sweet. They do go potty in a litter box, which is really nice. And they can like run around the house with the dogs and cats. He actually chases the cats. So he'll have to go into his house. This is like where he stays just at night. And then he actually runs around. He has a full reign of this room. And then, if we're here, we'll let him run the whole house. Nobody's in here. This is, open for, anything else that we are able to rescue. We do have our guinea pig herd over here. We've got 3 boy guinea pigs. This one is new. He's a little shy. We have them next to each other because these guys are herd animals. So because they're herd animals, it helps them to kind of get their own sense of each other and, make goofy noises. They are really sweet though. Guinea pigs in general are really cute animals, and they are pretty easy to maintain. I do recommend them as pets for the right family, of course. They still are living animals. They're, still need to be fed every day. They still need cleaning. They have to change their water. So they are still living animals, but they are really good with kids. This species is from South America, actually. And they were bred by the Incas and domesticated by them for food, actually. I know. I think they still eat these guys down in South America, but not here in America. We have just breed these guys for cute little pets. This is Brain right here. He is an American guinea pig. And then if you see him, that's Pinky back there. He's got different kind of fur, and he's an Abyssinian guinea pig. And they're both breeds that were domesticated here, or that were not domesticated, but were bred here. And so that's why we have all different kinds of colors. You can see Rust here is a little bit different color than even Brain over there. He's gonna hide again. And then over here we have our African pygmy hedgehog. You can hear her making those noises right now, and that's actually a natural behavior for hedgehogs. I'll pop her out. She likes to make her little nests. These guys are nocturnal, so I'm actually kind of waking her up right now. You can be a little messy. They do roll up into a ball. These guys, again, are from Africa. So there's lots of really big animals in Africa. You have lions and leopards and, eagles. You have all kinds of crazy animals out in Africa. So African animals have to evolve very differently than other animals. This is, again, her defense mechanism. She makes this noise and will roll up into a ball, and like if a little baby lion comes and is like, this looks like a good snack, it's like eating a cactus. So not really the best snack. And I actually don't really recommend them as pets even. This is kind of like how they like to act. They're not great for kids. I would recommend the guinea pig are much softer and easier to handle for children. But they are super cute, and they do make cute, like, you know, YouTube videos and TikTok videos, but they just don't make the best of pets. Definitely for the right person, you would want this little guy. They are related to shrews, actually, and not porcupines. And they cannot shoot their spikes, and actually these guys don't even shed their spikes. They only shed them like one time when they're babies, kind of like we shed our teeth. They'll only shed them one time, and then those are hers now. So that's our mammal room.
Very interesting. What are the core values and mission statement for Sunset Wildlife Connection?
So our mission is to help to educate the community, again, about, you know, things like conservation, and then, you know, wildlife education and responsible pet ownership. We like to teach these things through our wildlife connection encounters. We often offer multiple different encounters so that people can get to meet animals. You know, animals are a pretty cool part of the ecosystem, and there's a lot of animal lovers out there. And it's really important to get our message out there about wildlife conservation and educating the community about, you know, responsible pet ownership is huge. A lot of these animals are really unique and they're really cool, and for the right family they would be perfect, but
So tell me about this reptile room.
so this is where we house all of our reptiles right now. We've got our bearded dragon there, that's Oreo. And then we've got 4 different snakes. That's what you see all down here. We've got a king snake, our hognose. You can see sticking his little head out. And then we have our ball python down here, a corn snake. We have our baby tortoises in this room. This room is a little bit different than our rodent room. Our rodent room is pretty bright, kind of warm. But this room is even a little bit warmer, actually. Especially as the afternoon goes on, the sun hits this room directly and it'll warm up really well for all these guys. So this is Koa. She is our resident ball python. She is a rehome. She was a rescue. Came from somebody who was moving out and they couldn't take her with her. She is a normal colored python. This is what you would see in the wild, actually. She is a constrictor, so that's why she's got kind of a small head and a small neck, and then she's got this huge body. So what she'll do is she'll strike her food and she'll wrap this huge body. This is all muscle, and she'll just constrict and tight and, you know, break some of the bones and stuff before they go down, and that helps her digest her food. So these guys are your constrictor. They are from Africa. Cool fact about these guys, especially since it's almost Halloween time, Cleopatra actually loved these snakes. As rich people do, they have animal menageries. So Cleopatra actually would have some people go down to Africa, and when they would collect animals, she would have them collect a couple ball pythons, and she would actually wear them as jewelry, as like living art. Yes. So that's a really cool fact about ball pythons, just because they're so, you know, they're like a ball. But honestly, this is not the first, you know, you were looking for a snake for your own house. This is not the one that I would recommend. I know there's lots of different kinds and colors, and they're all really beautiful. There's different morphs is what we call those. But these are a little bit more finicky than somebody like our corn snake or even our king snake. These guys require a higher humidity. It needs to be a little bit warmer in their enclosures. You have to mist them, but if you mist them too much, then they can get a respiratory infection. If you mist them not enough, they can get a respiratory infection. So they're kind of finicky animals. Sometimes they can be hard to eat. She's a really good eater. I've never had an issue with her eating, but that is not typical for a ball python. Some ball pythons will not eat for a whole month. They're very finicky animals when it comes to things like that, where your corn snake or your king snake's gonna be a little bit more chill, easier to handle. Right?
They're beautiful animals.
Yes, she is super awesome. And when it comes to our animal encounters, people are actually able to pick whatever animals they want. Depending on how long your encounter is, you can pick whichever animals you would like. So typical for about like an hour long, you'll get to pick 7 animals of your own choice. Sometimes, you know, these are live animals, so sometimes all of our animals might not be available. Like for example, our king snake up here is shedding. It's what we call opaque, actually, is the scientific term for shedding. And when they're shedding, that is what they do. They focus on that shed. They don't eat. I don't touch them. I might mist them a little bit more. But for the most part, they just get left alone. Like, I'm just going to leave her there. So that means she would not be able to come out for an encounter, because that would be really stressful. And we want her to have the best shed possible. We don't want her to get stuck shed. It's really important to not get stuck shed, because their eye caps have a scale over them. So if that scale doesn't come off, then you have to go in and, you know, possibly even take your animal to the vet. So it's actually really important to just kind of leave them, let them chill. So again, some of our animals might not be available every single time, but you can always request, and of course we'll bring something else that's just as awesome.
And walk me through one of these encounters. What are they like?
So we have actually 4 different encounters. Here, I'll grab one of our tortoises and talk. So we have, this is Pancake, and he's an African spur tortoise. But we have 4 different encounters actually. And our first encounter is our wildlife connection encounter. And that's kind of our in-person encounter. We go to, you know, parties, events, family reunions, offices, whatever party event you're looking for, that's our in-person event. It's going to be more of like a presentation style, where kind of like, you know, I'll hold the ball python and talk about her or talk about him. And then afterwards, you know, we have what we call the wildlife touch table. And so afterwards, there's a big thing with like eggs and snake skins. And then we'll have actually a couple animals on the table for kids or adults even to handle and touch. Somebody like him is a very easily to handle animal. Some of our other ones, you know, like Athena's a little bit more difficult. You know, we can use her for touch, but it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. So that's our in-person connection. And then we actually do a classroom. It's called an education connection. And, you know, as our in-person is always educational as well, and you're going to learn lots of cool animal facts, the classroom setting is a little bit, you know, geared toward a specific age group. Or, you know, we can do talks on specifically the rainforest and rainforest animals. And, you know, we give plenty of time for the wildlife touch table so that all of the students can get a chance to come up, ask questions, handle, you know, some of those, you know, feathers or other things that we have on our touch table. And that's kind of our education connection. We do plan on expanding that a little bit more so that teachers can actually go through and pick maybe like a wild Florida talk and things like that. Again, we still are a new company, so we're still developing a lot of our things. And then we actually do a virtual connection. So something you might see kind of similar to this, where you'll have a virtual encounter where you get to meet the animals, and I'll talk about the animals, presentation style similar to the in-person. Of course, there's no touch on this one, but you do get to pick whatever animals you'd like. We do have, you know, we cater to you if you want to do 45 minutes, an hour, whatever you're looking for from the safety of your own home. We also offer a 15-minute spotlight where it's only $15 and it's for 15 minutes. And if you're looking for an exotic animal, or maybe you have a favorite animal like a tortoise or a hedgehog, we actually highlight that species. So we'll take out that species, we'll talk all about that animal, about conservation, and if you're looking to add one to your own home, then we'll talk all about the care that goes into each animal every day, every week, every month, and you know if that is a right pet for you. So if it's not the right pet for you, we can always help you decide what, you know, might be a better pet, and we're always there to answer any questions anybody has about animals or animal care. And then we just started offering a new encounter, which is our mini petting zoo encounter. We set up kind of a big pen and a mini petting zoo. We have our 2 baby tortoises, and then we have our lion head bunny and our guinea pigs are all a part of our wildlife touch or our mini petting zoo experience. They are all touch animals, and you get to kind of handle them, put them on your lap. And then we'll actually bring 2 other animals. So we could bring your bearded dragon, we could bring Koa. So that is our mini petting zoo experience. And that can even be added to either an education connection or a in-person connection.
That's so cool. And where do you want to see these encounters and the organization itself in the next 5 or 10 years?
I think I mentioned it a little bit earlier. Come here, little munchkin. Hi. Where are you going? Come here. Hi. This is Oreo. He is our bearded dragon. He hasn't eaten this morning, so he's a little grumpy. Hello. Where are you going? You're nice and warm this morning. So this is a little bit of animal training that you're actually watching right here. He's being kind of crazy, so I'm actually not going to put him away when he's being like that, because then that just teaches him that when he's crazy, he gets to go home. So we're going to let him chill here for a minute. We're just going to let him hang out, and then once he's nice and calm, I'll put him home. But I think, as I mentioned earlier, we actually bought property up in Milano, Florida. So we do plan on expanding the business into a wildlife sanctuary. So in the next 5 years, we hope to have animal tours. We hope to be doing private events, things like that on our property. And then in 10 years, we hope to be expanding to be doing, bigger events, maybe like weddings, things like that. I'm still doing private tours, but having horses and carriage rides, and, the property is really beautiful. It's green, so there's not a lot on there. It's not even a driveway yet, so we got to get a driveway up there. But it is really nice because it has an artesian well, which an artesian well is natural spring water that comes up from the ground, and it's pressurized. So it's constantly flowing fresh spring water. So we've actually talked about piping that out, and we could be self-sustaining with water. And then it's very sunny, so there's lots of places to put solar panels. So we really want to try to be as self-sustaining as possible. We want to get a big garden with some chickens. Chickens around your garden is actually a really good natural pesticide. So we plan on doing a U shape around our garden. We plan on doing all kinds of garden stuff. We plan on having an orchard. We already have a mature pecan tree up there. So we're really excited about having, everything be as sustainable as possible for us. So that's, our main goal, at least for the next 10 years. You're doing a good job, buddy. Good job.
Now you keep saying we. Who are the other people involved?
So I am a co-founder. So my other founder, she is on maternity leave. She just had a baby a week ago. He's super cute. But she is my co-founder. And then I also have my fiance, who is one of our wildlife specialists. And so the property, we plan on putting our own private house in the back, clearing up some space in the back and putting our own private house there. And then turning the property or the building that's already there into, a gift shop, area for guests to maybe come in and see kind of like what, this isn't really a typical experience. We wouldn't really go through all of the animals and bring somebody on property yet, but we do want to do that. That's what we want to do eventually. So
what do you wish you had known before beginning this journey?
So actually one of the biggest things that I wish I would have known, and I wish I would have taken a course in college, is I actually wish that I would have known more about marketing. That has been the biggest part for me because, again, I'm an animal expert. I'm a zoologist, so I know a lot about animals. And I know, how to take care of them. That part's easy. The animal outreach, talking to you guys about, about the animals and conservation. Again, that's all the easy part for me. The hardest part for me has easily been marketing. Of course, I had my own, personal, Facebook and stuff like that, but I'm not a video editor. I've never done that before. So a lot of that has been a huge loop that I have had to jump through and, you know, go back to my roots of, you know, elementary school when they teach you how to make a brochure. I had to literally figure all that out, and everything's so different nowadays with, you know, the little QR codes and everything like that. Everything is very connected, but I did not even have a personal TikTok until I made this business and had to start making TikTok videos. So that is something that I would have, you know, I didn't plan on being a business owner, but I definitely wish that that would have been like something that I would have at least researched a little bit more on before I opened anything.
Definitely. And where are we now? What are we doing?
So this is our mini petting zoo. This is our mini petting zoo experience. We set this up. This can be an indoor or outdoor experience. Right now we have it set up for outdoors. The tortoises actually have to come out here, as we talked about earlier. They have to come out here for at least 30 minutes a day. Sometimes they'll be out here for up to 2 hours. The sunlight, again, is really good for them. In the experience, you know, we'll have our guinea pigs out here, our little herd, and then we'll have our rabbit out here as well. During an experience, we'll have the tortoises actually in the back because they're so small and they're kind of hard to see. Like, that's part of what they are, is they're tortoises and they're supposed to blend in with the ground. So they're kind of hard to see, so we don't want anybody to step on them, of course. So they kind of hang out in a little area in the back. But we can set this up in your front yard at a park. We can set this up in an event center. We have done like public events where we've had like a vending experience where, you know, you can pay a small donation and then you can come into the petting zoo and we'll pull out other animals, and we'll even have some of our merchandise available during that time as well.
That's awesome. What type of merchandise do you guys have?
So we're just starting it, and again, my co-founder is way more creative than me, and since she's on maternity leave, she's been focusing on other things, of course. So, but she did have some cool, like, etched, there was a glass that says, it has little bunny ears and it says something about being hoppy. So, like, cute stuff like that. And we've got some koozies getting made, some t-shirts, coasters, and then I have, you know, just little things like stuffed animals and, you know, little animal rings and stickers and stuff like that.
That's wonderful. So how can people spread the message that Sunset Wildlife Connection is trying to spread?
So there's lots of different ways that you can, you know, help spread conservation messages. One of the easiest ways is to follow us on social media. Following us on social media, we share, you know, of course we share cute animal videos and cute pictures and things like that, but a lot of it is sometimes about conservation. We are here in Pensacola. We are 30 minutes from the beach. So there's lots of beach conservation that we like to spread, and even just animal facts, facts about different animals. Again, we really like to spread that message of proper pet care. There is so much improper pet care information out there that we really do like to spread that message just as much as we like to spread conservation. You know, we all want to help save the world. We all want to do conservation. But we even go to smaller stuff where your own backyard. Sometimes I'll post pictures about our praying mantises that hang out in my hibiscus flowers, or caterpillars, or even things like snakes, that like native snakes are so good for our environment. They help us with pest control. Like, they are great. Spiders, you should never be killing spiders in your backyard because they are eating all your mosquitoes, and I hate mosquitoes. So just, you know, little things like that. And following us on social media, you can share those. You can help even just talk to your own family about things like that. If you know somebody's scared of snakes and kills snakes on site, be like, hey, actually I learned. So that's probably the best and easiest way. Of course, you can always, you know, purchase an encounter. That's another great way to help, you know, spread our message. What we want to do in the future actually is kind of something similar like what Austin has, where they have like all the little murals everywhere. I want to have little spots on our property where that have conservation messages, so that when you come and you have a private tour, you know, you can maybe be holding an animal and take a cute picture for your Instagram page and help spread conservation through your followers.
That's awesome. And can people get involved with y'all? Do you accept volunteers?
Yes, absolutely. There are many ways that you can help get involved. If you actually go to our website, it's just sunsetwildlifeconnection.org, and then you can go to /support or find the support page. There's many ways that you can help support us. You can do anything from a cash donation. We have PayPal right now, or we actually have an Amazon wish list. If you want to actually purchase something, we have everything from just like, $4 cleaners or toys for the animals, all the way up to like new cages and stuff. So there's something a little bit there for everybody. We always do accept in-person donations. We did get an in-person donation recently, and it was like a huge thing of paper towels, and we've already gone through half of them. So we use lots of cleaning supplies and things like that. We have a sponsorship program. If you are interested in being a sponsor, especially now with our new property, you can sponsor an exhibit, and you will get a plaque and everything on the exhibit of your business, or if you are just you personally. There is our new sponsorship program, and yes, we are accepting volunteers. Of course, I need help with marketing. So if anybody has anything marketing, if you want to help in any way, you can just let me know. Hey, this is my skill. This is what I'm interested in. If you're interested in animal care, there is lots of cleaning always. But, you will get to handle some of the animals and stuff. But again, our easiest way to support us is to just follow us on social media and subscribe to us, share us with your friends, and, get to learn some cool stuff about animals.
Absolutely. And the last question, if there's one thing that you want people to walk away from an encounter or even this interview, what's the number one thing you want to get across?
I absolutely want to inspire people. Most people that are going to, follow us or anything like that are going to be animal lovers, but sometimes there might not be an animal lover there in that group, and we want to inspire everybody. We want to inspire those people. We want to inspire children, the next generation, to love animals and be more compassionate about animals and our environment. So that's why with everything that we do, whether it's social media or encounters, we try to involve everybody. We try to spread, simple conservation messages that leave somebody thinking something just a little bit different. If they learned one thing about animals, then I've done my job.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you for sitting down with me and doing this interview.
Yes,
I've learned a lot.
Good.
And I'm excited.
Yes, me too. Thank you so much.